do want to be able to hear people in the background because the interviews afterwards. Right. Can put my phone on charge. Probably not going to be needing that anytime soon. And with that, it's time to commentate on some Tier 4 action once again. Oh yeah, Darren, have you seen the submissions from last week? No, from Sunday, sorry. Go and have a look at some of the Tier 5 ones. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm hoping I'm not going to get another internet strike, because that would be disappointing. I'll get one for last week. But there's nothing wrong with that. Let me have a look at what's going on here. Who's going to broadcast? What on earth is that green? Right, back into here. Oh god, I almost clicked on the wrong game there. That'd have been horrendous. As for who's in the lead of the Tier 4 Championship, well, the only way you don't know that is if you've not watched any of the races so far. Heisenberg's quite literally wiped the floor with everyone for a few weeks running now. Minus Austria, where he span himself, but it's very much Heisenberg well out in front. Got 34-point gap to Larry in second. Reno's a further 38 points back, 72 in total. So there is not. We got an interesting fight for third. 2 points in between them. 2 points to the guy in fifth who isn't here today. And you've got Boomer's on 59 points. Boomer could genuinely be looking at jumping into the top 3 after today. I think we're going to get 16. Actually, no, it's 17 because Reno actually has decided to join us this week after last week. After the Monaco debacle. He has decided to join us this week. Audio joining in a minute. We've got there's Heidenberg, championship leader for the moment. With what right now I think is 5 left. I think there's 5 races left if I could be wrong. Yeah, there's 5 races left now, but with Imola probably coming somewhere in the middle of next week, if not the week after. Could see it extended an extra week. Obviously, Portimao is the newest track on the game. And there's two points of the track in particular that's going to catch a number of people out. And I can put money on the fact that they're going to catch people out with that. Oh, Benny's joined this week. Benny's back. So I mean, we've got 12 so far. We need a few more to arrive. RDO is coming in from playing some golf because, of course, it's what you casually do before racing in these leagues. Just play a random game of golf. It's been a pretty, well, last time Heidelberg didn't win a race, Benny won it. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Benny won in, Austria, the last time he was actually here. You'll see RDO coming in a minute. You got both the Williams. There's RDO. Who are we waiting on to? We've got going forward towards the top. Reno's there, Boomer's there, Heisenberg there. Don't think Larry's there. No, we're waiting on Larry. Waiting on one other person besides Larry, I think. Could be wrong, but it is what it is. And Tuesday, if I'm gonna carry any of the form I had on Tuesday, where I'm pretty sure I jinxed half the lobby into today, we could have a very interesting race. No, I'm not going straight after the leaders. Don't know what you mean. I'm definitely not gonna jinx anyone. It's gonna work. Got pretty good championship going on here. Just, I think the leader may have run away with it already. Everyone else, first and second, are in their own little world, but even first is in its own little league to second. And then from third downwards, it's actually pretty close. You got people who can actually win races when they want to, or aren't spinning out in the case of Reno. Real question is, are we going to get Reno spinning out again? Oh, he's got a podium position. That's the other one. I still think we're missing one person. I think we're meant to have 17. Is our trucker there? We're meant to have 18. El Trucco isn't there, so El Trucco, Trucco is one of the ones we're waiting for, and I think Larry's the other. Pretty sure that's the two. Yeah, there it is. Where's Trucker? We got 19. I think we may have 19. Larry is made it so the missing last week for Larry's just handed most likely title away. Obviously you need 25 for a win, so it's almost getting to the point where we can another win. Larry comes nowhere. We can start counting down the races until we have a champion. I think it's a 34-point gap. There's at least one race he's got on him already. 5 left. Yeah, it's just Trucker we're waiting on now. I think his game's having a bit of a malfunction. Oh, I see a 19. I see a second Haas. There you go. There you go. We've got 19 people. You'd love to see it. This is going to be absolute chaos, and I am absolutely here for every second of it. I'm waiting for a couple of people that are ready up. There's 2 points to this track that's going to mess people up. It's going to be the uphill left. You're going when you at the end of sector 1, you start going right in 90 degrees, and you do the exact opposite. Go through a 90-degree left up the hill, which is a nightmare. This car just slides around there. And then toward the end of sector 2, where your car, when you're going uphill on a 90-degree right, your car just is very, very likely to spin for some reason. Rest of this track is relatively simple. Some awkward something like that. Here we go. We're all lined up in the... Don't truck over. I didn't know Trucker just retired straight away. He got banned. No idea. Here we go. Who's the first out? As we do every single week. The first person out of the pits is the one we follow. I think the first person out of the pits today is Steve Dodds. He is. We obviously have the lap data enabled for qualifying. I was wondering that. I had to say I was wondering that. Oh, that's just mean. He's doing a demon. That's hilarious. That's the corner there. It's, oh. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong. There goes there goes Demon at the out of qualifying. That came quicker than I thought it would. And obviously, well, we watched the first person's flying lap in full and all until they make a mistake and invalidate it. So here comes Steve Dodd down the straight into the first corner. Gets on the rumble strip, gets around the first corner without taking too much curb. Doesn't invalidate around there. Here comes the first tricky one. Oh, back it slides a bit, but he keeps it in check. Does keep the lap going as well, so it's not the worst. See what he can do for the second sector. Didn't quite pay attention to the first sector time, my bad. Gets through the hairpin. Goes up, and here comes we're about to hit the right-hander. Up the hill. Doesn't look like he lost the car an awful lot through there, so looks like Steve here has got it under control. Just a case of not going too wide on that corner. Manages to set, I think it was 56 something over 2 sectors. He comes round the second to last, well, third to last, sorry. A little bit, this third sector is just one giant corner in my opinion. But yeah, let's see what times Port first. So he's coming 118, 119, 119.6 flat. Benny is invalidated lap. Let's watch Heidenberg. Screw it. Heidenberg, he sets the fastest first sector, so looks like Heidenberg there's a yellow flag. Don't know the yellow flag. Oh, it's for one of the guys on an outlap. Okay. At least one of the horses have made a hash of it. And the other Alfa Romeo, which is Saleri, just parked up on the side there. He must have spun out where I pointed out that it was going to be incredibly hard to keep the car straight. There's another fastest sector for Heisenberg. So you've got a 120.3 for Bunders. Tichy's done a 119 flat. Squirrel's done a 118.8. Reno's done a 118.6. Zab 118.6.0. Luke's done a 118.4.2. And Christ is 118.1. And of course, here comes the guy he doesn't top it for the first okay, so Christ has 0.2 of a second. Okay. I'm impressed. Larry's just done the fastest sector one, so I'll watch Larry just go around considering he's second in the championship right now. McLaren's going to have to get out of the way. The yellow flag in sector 2, so I think that's Basket. Yeah, it's Basket taking a little bit of a leaf from the grass. One of the McLarens is all over the place. Larry keeps it in the lines, so he keeps his lap going, goes up the hill into sector 3, comes back down the hill, round into the final corner. Let's see if he's going to be able to set anything of the fastest lap so far. Looks like he's put a fast lap in. He's done it. It's 1:17.999. Might as well just say 1:18 flat, to be fair. Heidelberg, Boomer. Boomer did a 1:18.5. Can't tell whether Boomer's about to do another lap or not. Benny is in an in lap because he's 4 seconds back. So there it might be an interesting one to watch. 52.9. Most people are in the pits now. There's the fastest sector 2 for Soleri. So he's obviously going for it. Goes around the final corner. You can do this one flat out. Comes up the home straight. What time is he going to set? It's not the fastest. It's a 1:84. Puts him 5th, just ahead of Boomer. And let's have a look. Who's left? Boomer's 2.5 seconds up. So Boomer's not doing it. Heidelberg doing it in lap. Larry doing it in lap. Did I just see Alex do the fastest first sector? That purple. My eyes aren't deceiving me here, right? That is a purple. See if he can capitalise on it. Keep the car straight up the right, up the hill. It's coming into one of the hardest corners to actually keep in balance. Just about does it. 53.6. We just in Soleri do a faster through 2 seconds. The sector done that. Bit slow on the on that corner there from Alex, and Alex is spinning. He's spinning. He's taking out the polystyrene. I don't know what that polystyrene has done to him to deserve that, but let's watch Christ. He doesn't get enough love from my commentating, to be fair to him. Getting a lot better. He is definitely getting a lot better. Wonder there's going to be first one out and then out. Oh no, Steve Dodds is. We watched Steve Dodds' first lap, so we're not going to watch it again. Watch Christ. Let's see if he can put up a lap to rival Heidenberg and Larry, who are within 9 thousandths of a second between each other. Maybe she had to make sure I had my maths right then. Keeps the car, doesn't have the back spinning out. Doesn't look like he's spinning through that corner either. Doing that pretty well. Tidgerburn's just kicked from the session, I think. He needs to realistically get 0.2 of a second to put himself in the same range as Larry and Heidenberg, which the two leaders, so I'm not surprised they're the two fighting at the front. Let's have a look at what he's going to be able to do through Sector 2. Sector 2 time is 52.4, which is a quarter of a second faster, which, if he can keep this up, would send him straight to the... Oh my god, Steve Dodds, 1:17.773, so the laps are very much getting quicker, the track getting more suited to the cars. Let's see if Christ is able to put himself around where Steve Dodds is. What are they going to do? He's going to put himself with a 1:17.874, so he's exactly a 10th back. Also, not exactly, but might as well be a 10th back. We'll watch Luke. I was about to say we'll watch Luke's, but we definitely won't watch Luke's. 1:85. I don't think he actually improved there, Boomer. Watch his sector, see if he's going again. He is going again because he's 0.2 faster. Let's watch Boomer's lap then. I think he may have just got blocked off by a couple of guys. I'm not too sure. Be able to tell when it comes to his second sector time. I think he may have got blocked off. Larry just moving out the way, causing a yellow flag in sector 2 to allow one of the Mercedes to pass. I'm pretty sure probably Benny. The fastest sector 2. Okay, the purple there for Boomer. Benny did the 1:17.779, which puts him 6/1000 of a second back on Steve. Which, these are incredible times. They're very closely fought until Heisenberg's probably going to get his 1:17 flat and blow everyone out the water. And there you go, Boomer gets the fastest lap, a 1:17.737, and that's 3 people within, what, 400th? Yeah, 400ths of a second? Just over? So we've already watched one for him. Let's watch the end of basket flat. I'll switch to Zab's already out. Probably switch to RDO. Maybe he's setting a lap, unless he's already setting a lap now. The AlphaTauri's gone into the pit, so he wouldn't have gone to Zab. Basket's coming through the final corner now, but he's incredibly slow, so I think he might be going into the pits as well. Luke's invalidated. Saliri's 3 tenths up, but we haven't watched him yet, so we'll watch RDO. Larry walks with a 1:17.4, and all of a sudden the bar in this lobby is just being raised that little bit more. Got a couple of people a class above the rest as it stands. Keep watching RDO. I don't know if he looks like he's trying to do a flying lap on the medians, which brave strategy considering everyone around is probably on soft by this point. Saliri's going to do either go for another one or come into the pits. We know Larry's going into the pits. He's just done a fastest lap. Alex Allen did a 1:19 flat. Puts him into 14th. And RDO's taking a spin onto the grass and cutting the entire corner. And Shaw. That's a nice reinvention of what the track limits are there. RDO. Alternate scrolls on an outlap. The fastest sector 2 for Saliri. See that the Alex has just cut half the lap. Hello, Boomer. Yes, I see you a second, but the bar just got raised a hell of a lot. And by hell of a lot, I mean 3 tenths of a second. Let's see what Saliri can do here. Saliri 1:17.9 puts him in 6th. You gotta get Heisenberg, get his figure out a bit here. Heisenberg's not exactly in the greatest of positions himself, which is something completely new to the rest of us. Let's see what RDO is doing. Last time I did this, he took a spin on this corner and cut half the course, but doesn't do it this time. He's gonna try and set himself a proper lap. I see Alex going into the pit. So go on, Zab. Yeah, Zab's the next outlap we'll watch. Well, the next flying lap we'll watch. Purely because we haven't actually seen much of him today. And we're going to show some love to people we don't usually show love to today. See Boomer's come out for a lap. He was just in the chat, so he'd probably trying to get his attention. So it's a 1:19.8 for RDO, who very much needs to get off those medium tyres. Especially for these. Let's watch Zab now. Saliri's on an in-lap. Yeah, Saliri's just gone into the pits. Which means we're about to see... Are we about to see like a Monza-esque Wild West like showdown here? From the pits. everyone coming out at pretty much the same time. Heisenberg come out, so he will switch to Heisenberg, see if he's able to. Zab did a 1:18.4. Arctic Squirrel is faster than his prior lap. Looks like one of the Mercedes has just stopped for a minute. Looks like Luke's just stopped for a minute to be able to go. Well, we'll switch to Boomer after this, and then we'll switch to Heisenberg, considering I feel like that's the two that we probably need. well, two of the top guys that we need to keep an eye on. Let's see what Arctic Squirrel's able to put together here. He does a 118.6, which does shift him into 12. Let's watch Boomer. Okay, let's not watch Boomer. He's invalidated. What about Steve Dodds behind him? Yellow flag sector 3, which is probably audio again. See if Steve Dodds is able to try and push that gap a little bit closer between him and Boomer. Well, not necessarily Boomer. He'd probably be wanting to overtake Boomer, but between him and Larry in first. Larry's probably not coming out again for the rest of the qualifying session, which I can't say I blame him, because as soon as I say that, he comes out. Well, pretty much everyone's on track. Let's see what Dodds is coming through the final corner. He gets around with a 115. Let's see if he's going to be able to up his score. His time, he is to 117.5, and unless he's got enough battery to go for it again, good luck. But we'll switch to Heidelberg, because we also, whilst we're giving love to other people in this race, we also have to very much focus on where the championship leaders are and the battle for pole position, most likely. Heidelberg looks a little slow. I say that. Heidelberg looks a little slow, which probably means he's about to set the fastest lap by about 0.4 of a second. Oh, he's not! It's a 117.688. It only puts him on the second row. Boomer's got... Bunders is retired, so Bunders is out of qualifying. He very much accepted that was his last lap. And now we've got a very, very interesting set of circumstances here. Heidelberg's dropped to 4th. Christ did a 117.6, which is probably, unless he's got enough battery, is his last lap. Boomer's going to try and push something right at the end here, but he isn't going to be able to do it. There's the end of the qualifying session. Basket, Tichy, and RDO all finished. Not going to do anything. Benny's finished as well. He got disqualified from the session. Salieri's is finished. Slimmy's got a purple first sector. Benny's going to start from the back, because he was very smart to have got himself disqualified for no reason. Luke's retired. Luke did a 117.5. Boomers did a 117. Let's go on Larry. Let's go back, Larry. Everyone's starting to filter through. Larry's done. Okay, Steve's not going. Heidelberg can only master 3rd place. Christ is done. Slimmy is basically the last chance. Him and Reno are the last chance. Slimmy's actually invalidated. So it is on Reno, who is going very slow. So I think that's it. I think we are done as we are. I think Larry is the pole sitter. He didn't turn up to Monaco last week, and it is Larry on pole. Larry's on pole. Steve Dodds in the Alpine is going to be the one to fill out the front row second. You've got Heisenberg, the championship leader, in 3rd. A 10th of a second off the pace, which is not what we usually see. Luke's in 4th on the second row alongside Heisenberg and the Mercedes. It's not very far off of Heisenberg's pace either. Christ's in 5th. Boomer's in 6th. That's your 3rd row. Salieri and Basket make up your 4th row in the Alfa Romeo and Red Bull. Slimmy's starting in 9th on the medium tyres, which could be a very interesting strategy. Obviously, the top 10 have to start on what they've set their time on. Reno is 10th. Zab's 11th. Arctic's 12th. Alex 13th. Tichy Boom 14th. And then a few people going towards the back. And I'm pretty sure it's RDO that builds. Oh no, it's Bunders that builds out the rest of the field. RDO. Actually, no, it's not. I completely forgot for some reason that Benny got himself disqualified for no reason. Well, 13 seconds until the race. We're waiting for a couple of people. Don't know who we're waiting on, but there's a formation lap that has been turned back on. That was, I think that was the case in Monaco. I'm not too sure if it was I can't remember if it was the case in Monaco, but if it was, then at least I remembered something. Detail, we'll put the tyres on, because I feel like that's a very good graphic to have on. Well then, you see Benny on the soft at the back, Larry not knowing what the low track limits to turn 1 look like on the formation lap. You've got obviously the first 8 all on softs, and Slimmy on 9th on the mediums, Reno in 10th, rounding out the ones that actually had to start on the qualifying tyre. And then you've got, out of those that have got a free choice, you've got 11 through 15 fall on the mediums, so that's the 2 McLarens, Alpine, a Ferrari, a Bardio, and Zab. Bundes is in 16th for the Aston Martin on softs. Benny's on softs at the back. Matt's on mediums in 18th, and Trucco's gone on the hards. So it's obvious that Trucco's trying to play the long haul. I don't know how well that's going to last. I'm not too sure what the tyre degradation is like around here, but in the few laps I've done, it did eat the tyres. So the predicted pit stop strategy is a 2-stop, as we just watched Larry decide that he doesn't like driving on the track anymore. Larry just decided that he's going to spin off a corner that I didn't even think you would be able to spin on the side of. But yeah, he's going to set himself up on the grid now. Everyone's going to get themselves set up. Larry Wax is your pole sitter. He's going to start the front. Steve Dodds is looking for a good start to try and get him. Heidelberg's going to try and capitalise on a poor qualifying by his standards. Luke's in the Mercedes might be able to pull something up into the first corner, but it's going to take a pretty good start for anyone further back to get anywhere. We could see a lot of chaos come into this first corner, to be completely fair to you. About to have... Here we go. And the timing sheet's all messed up already. There's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. And oh my god, how slow does one want to start? How slow does one want to start? Steve Dodds has botched his start by a mile, and it's allowed Heidelberg in a second straight away. Doesn't look like there's too many damaging things for as soon as I say that RDO takes a spin and ends his entire race off the first 2 corners. Well, he's off to play golf. I think there's a yellow flag. Yes, there is, and well, everyone's on the yellow flags. Yep, it is the Aston Martin, the Ferrari as well. I'm going to keep an eye out on the front still. Looks like Trucco's decision to go on the hard gained him maybe a half dozen places already. Could go for the long haul, and it could turn out to be very good for him. Maybe it was just people spinning out, we don't know. Heidelberg versus Larry is going to be incredibly interesting. I think Steve Dodds' start's going to kill his attempts of winning this one. Obviously, you've got 7/10 of a second, and the game just likes to mess up the timing sheets for a moment. You've got 8/10 of a second between Heidelberg and Larry at the front. Let's have a look at Salieri a minute. Salieri being 2/10 of a quarter of a second behind Luke in front of him. Everyone being relatively close. We've only just started, to be fair. Slimmy might be able to push something on Christ in a minute, but he's dropped down a position from where he started. Predicted stop. One stop for El Trucco, if he can make it work. Others are predicting a 2-stop with soft, medium. It's not gone very well for the Ferraris to start with. Ferraris are 1 out, 1 last. And as you can see, the front guys have already broke away. But Larry and Heisenberg are well off into the distance. There's a yellow flag at the back again. Steve Dodds is already dropping to nearly 2 seconds back on those two. Watch these two battle it out a minute. He's going around the outside. Is he going to be able to get the position? Does he have the pace? On the inside is the Red Bull. Basket's going to keep the position. Going for the switchback. It's allowed Boomer into the fight. Is Boomer going to have enough pace to get past? I don't know, he's not, but the LP is going to go one. The inside is not going to be able to make a move either. And that's well defended by the Red Bull to keep his position. And is that part of the... Yeah, the part... I was wondering what was going on for a minute. Part of Alex's front wing is just missing. And it's going to allow Boomer to go straight past him. Into the corner, around the inside of the hairpin. What a camera angle. But Alex has done just about enough to keep his car on the track and keep his car in front. But Boomer's going to go down the inside. And he's going to get the position very easily because of the front wing. And Alex is also going to take a spin while he's at it. And Alex is just about to drop down the leaderboard a bit. And now it's going to be Christ versus Boomer. We'll keep on here for a bit because it's the closest battle. Alex just tumbling down the leaderboard. A couple of people already had pit stops, Arctic and Benny. Not sure if you're going to be able to do 33 laps on the hards round here. I'm yawning again. You're 4 tenths of a second between Christ and Boomer. DRS is about to be incredibly strong round here. You've got Luke's just past Steve with DRS. Slimmy's gone into the pits because of, I'm guessing, front wing. And down into turn 1, Christ gets past Boomer, but is Boomer going to be able to try something on the inside? He's going to know better and not going to try it. Going to keep his position. And, oh my god, what has happened here? I think that's Alex. I want to say that's Alex, but I don't actually know. And also, while I was at it, Heisenberg got past Larry, and Larry's 3 tenths of a second back. I'm guessing it was with DRS down straight, but I was too engrossed in the Boomer. And Alex is retired, which, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Arctic's gone in. Arctic's on hards. Slimmy's gone onto the hard, so I think he's going to try and get to the end. I don't know how he's going to do that, though. Everyone started to budge back up at the front. Heisenberg's got, obviously, I mean, mine is Heisenberg, because he's 9 tenths of a second out. But it's about to be DRS. There is about to be DRS from Larry. Is he going to be able to make it work? 5 tenths of a second, he's way too far back. Does close the gap to within 3 tenths for absolute moment before it gets doubled again. Luke did the fastest lap on the last lap. Is trying to put Larry under some pressure. Steve does his out DRS range now in 4th. Saleri and Basket have their own little gaps. Christ is 1.4 seconds out on Basket. Boomer's in DRS range, but well past where DRS would be able to be in good effect. 3 tenths of a second back. Everyone else is. So you've got your little DRS train forming at the front until as soon as I said that Luke drops out of that DRS. 4 tenths of a second between Heisenberg and Larry, which, as I say, all but doubles again. If he had kept it at 4 tenths of a second round up until the final sector, it could have been very interesting to see if he would have caught him. But it's 8 tenths of a second. No, it's not. It's full on second now, and He's just about going to get DRS, Larry. He's not going to be able to put anything. Not going to be able to put anything. But however, Steve Dodds is going to be able to put the foot down and try and make a move on Luke. He's got DRS. He's well within distance. Is he going to be able to go down the inside? He's going to try it. Both go too wide into the first corner. Still going too wide. It looks like the inside's going to have it. And Luke's managed to keep the position. Squeezes Steve Dodds a tiny bit off the edge of the corner there, but still keeps the position, and that was pretty well done out on the outside by Luke. You've got Tichy is 0.6 of a second back on El Trucco now, and Salieri's managed to join this little fight here. Benny's just done the fastest lap of the race. Boomer's got kicked out for some reason. That's gonna hurt. Audio left. I'm almost saying that's just to play golf at this point. But Luke's now 2.3 seconds off the leaders, and as very much we saw beforehand, the leaders are able to able to gain a huge gap very quickly. And is he able to get DRS here? I don't think Larry is. No, he doesn't have DRS. Bunder's got a 10-second for corner cutting. And the yellow flag is sector 3. Which I think is Bunder's as well, which would make sense. Bunder's gets a 3-second time penalty for ignoring track limits. And he could not have had the worst 5 seconds of his life. That was a moment of madness. He's able to take him out of the race. Bunders is retired. So we've claimed 3 now. Luke's got a 3-second time penalty for failure to keep within track limits. Larry's 0.6 of a second back on Heisenberg. Steve Dodds is 0.6 of a second. Back on Salieri, who managed to pass him with DRS. You've got a little fight at the back at the end of the points, where you've got 0.6 between El Trucco, and you've got 0.4 between Reno and El Trucco, and 0.6 between Trucco and Tichy. Everyone doing 6 laps minus the back 3 who have pitted. And Larry's gone on the grass. Larry's gone on the grass. He's just cost himself a large chunk of time to Heisenberg, who definitely should be able to pull away at this point. It looks like. We'll watch Steve Dodds' point of view, because he's going to get DRS, but I don't know if he's going to have distance. Heisenberg gets a 3-second time penalty for pushing the limits too far. Boomer's rejoined eventually. Steve Dodds weren't able to make a move, and Larry's cut the gap between him and Heisenberg by 0.3 of a second, and these 3 are forming a little bit of a train. You've got Reno going. Reno's going to try and make a move eventually as well. These 3 forming a little bit of a train back here as well. You've got little pockets of action around here. A few people just out and about, just in no man's land, and it looks like Tichy went incredibly wide into that corner, and it looks like Reno got the best exit. Reno's going to try. He's not. He's a little bit too far back. Backed off. But his soft tyres give him a considerable advantage on El Trucco in the hards. Trucco being able to go for a lot longer, though, probably makes it a 1-stop race for him, 2-stop for everyone else. And Reno is just patiently looking for a place to get past. Just trying to engineer his car around every so often. DRS down the straight, but it doesn't really change much in the leaders' positions. Larry's now 2.2 seconds back on Heisenberg. However, Heisenberg got a 3-second penalty. And here comes 3-second time penalty for Basket as we're out there. Salieri and Luke probably have 3 seconds each. And Reno's got DRS. Reno's got DRS down the straight. He's got the soft tyres versus the hard tyres. And he just blasts past the pass of El Trucco. And it's a case of whether or not they can try and catch back up to Tichy, who's built a little bit of a gap on those medium tyres because of the fight in between Reno and El Trucco and the defending needed for that. Let's watch. Let's come back to the front. Let's go back to Steve Dodds Soleri Luke fight. So that seems to be our closest action at the moment. Our trucker is going to have to do some work to get back to that. Everyone else is. You've got Steve Dodds 7/10 back on Soleri, who's just inside DRS range to Luke. Everyone else is pretty much outside of that gap. So we'll stay watching this. We will switch to the penalty thing eventually. I just want to know how people are doing their strategies. And Zab's taken a spin at the beginning of Sector 3, which has allowed the little train at the back between Trucco, Reno and Tichy to get past. And now, all of a sudden, it's three fighting for 2-point spots. Rather than three fighting for 1. Boomer got back. I'm pretty sure he's able to actually control his car now. Soleri's 7/10 of a second back. Gets DRS down that straight, but it's not particularly powerful. DRS is pretty much only powerful down the very back straight, the home straight. Here in Portugal. I'm a little bit tired. I do apologise for the yawning. Soleri's 7/10. He can't seem to shift any of the time between him and Luke, who is driving pretty well in the Mercedes. Larry is now 2.5 seconds back. However, even though we're pretty much right at the start of the race, he would still technically be leading by a tenth of a second. And as soon as I say that, by Heisenberg, you've got 0.8 of a second between Luke and Soleri. I doubt that Soleri's going to have enough. Oh, okay. And there's the first actual pit stop I think we've seen so far in this race. Luke gone in for his pit stop. Soleri's going to go down the road. We'll watch Basket on Steve. He's not going anywhere near this time around. Actually, well, we might switch to Reno. We're going to switch to Reno. See where Luke comes out as well, because I think it might be slightly in front of... No, it's slightly behind these two. Rena's not going to be able to make any ground on Tichy. Which is surprising. And El Trucco managed to get past him in the pits as well. Oh! I don't know what happened there, but Luke's taken a spin. Luke can't keep his car straight. Going to take a little bit of damage by crashing into the wall. His side of the car's probably a little bit damaged now, and that's a horrible start to the second stint for Luke. And watch Reno, who is still trying to hunt down Tichy. He might have to wait until the next DRS straight, unless he's able to make a move straight away down here. I don't think it's likely. No, I think Tichy's going to keep it. We're going to move on. Yeah, let's watch Basket a minute. Let's see. Larry's gone into the pits, alright. And that leads the two Alfa Romeos right at the front. Basket got DRS, soft tyre versus soft tyre, and able to breeze past Steve Dodds until he made a mistake into turn 1, went wide, went very deep, and allowed Steve Dodds the position back. And a few people have gone into pit now. So you've got Larry's pit in, Christ pit in, Boomer's pit in. And Reno and Tichy are literally neck and neck. Boomer's dropped to the point where Slummy's passed him as well. Luke's not going to be past him though, because he had such an awful start. And oh, Reno going down the inside of the hairpin. Manages to get the position on Tichy with a pretty outstanding move. And that was pretty good driving from Reno there, who's had an awful start, dropped all the way to the back from the first corner, but was able to make it work. Heidelberg's turn to go into the pits now. Every one of the top four has a 3-second time penalty because of track limit violations. We might end up having to switch on to that in a minute, just to keep pace. You see Basket and Slade probably come in for hard today and end the next lap, or mediums. Unless they do it, if they do it one stop soft to medium pushing it, but they might get away with it. Tichy's got DR. Oh no, he doesn't have DRS. He's slightly outside. Steve has pitted, so Reno and Tichy's going to jump up another position. Steve's going to come out just in front of the horse. Just ever so slightly in front of the horse. Which means the undercut, well, the overcut, sorry, has worked here. I don't know how, but it's somehow managed to work. Let's see if Larry's able to make a move back. He got DRS, but he wasn't able to do a lot. He's gonna have to suffer being behind Steve for at least another half lap. You've got Saleri and Basket all the way out in front, but they both got to pit. Heidenberg 16 seconds back on fresh medium, so it's closing the time down rapidly. The pit stop's probably going to take him right back to the front. You got Reno's still got a pit. Tichy will pit eventually. Steve just pit on. So this battle between Larry and Steve is actually a proper battle. The two AlphaTauris fighting at it in the midfield, 10th and 11th. There goes Reno into pit. There goes Basket and Saleri into pit. And now we see a little bit of shuffle. Then we've seen Heidelberg hit the front again. Slimmy did the fastest lap on a hard set of tyres. Okay. Well played. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. I think it's Zab. Yeah, Zab's just taken a spin. And now Trucco's got a 3-second time penalty for failing to adhere to track limits. But he's also, you see Larry trying to make a move on Steve. And he's looking to be patient about it, but he's going to have to sit behind him again. He's too far back. And you see the Alfa Romeo Saleri, who did get in and out of the pits and stayed in front of him. So the overcut is incredibly powerful here. Larry pitted first and came out behind everyone. Basket's a little far behind, which he's not going to be too happy about, considering he wasn't too far behind Saleri going into the pits. Oh, apologies. Larry's 0.5 of a second on Steve, that's 5 seconds back as well. There's not enough distance for DRS to make too much of a difference to the standings on that lap. You see Slimmy and El Trucco going at it. Slimmy got the inside, El Trucco went wide, and it allowed Slimmy to get past pretty easily. Gets El Trucco getting DRS down the straight, but it's not effective. The second DRS straight here exists for the purpose of having 2 DRS straights. There's 0.2 of a second now between Steve Dodds and Saleri, who is trying to push Tichy, who's got to pit himself. And we've got a little bit of close racing going on here. You see Reno down towards 14th. On a new set of tyres, trying to get past Zab. But it's going to take some doing. Oh my god, I didn't even realise. I looked away for about half a second and Steve Dodds has ended up in a wall. And that is not very good. I'm pretty sure that brings out the safety car. It does. And all of a sudden, all those on the hards might look at this and think themselves lucky. I think you might pit onto the hards at this point. Larry's going to pit. Tichy's pitting onto the hards, which is a sensible choice. Pretty sure Larry's gonna join it. Oh no, Larry's gonna put on an extra set of mediums. Try and go to the end of the race on the extra set of mediums. 15 makes sense. Oh, he got a damaged front wing. What are you doing? Okay, that was weird. Reno just gone on to a set of mediums, so he's gonna be ecstatic that safety car's come out when it did. It pushed him up a few places. Benny went into the pits, Zab's gone into the pits, Demon's gone into the pits, and Arctic Squirrel's gone into the pits as well. And looks like Tichy stayed out in front of Reno, which is very good driving from Tichy. You got Luke. A lot of penalties in the first half of this race. I'm pretty sure that all the leaders have them. I'm pretty sure everyone's minus Zab. Zab's the only one that's going to have to pit again because you're not doing 17. What will be 15 laps on the softs. Not doing that round here. And that's the look at the penalties we've got so far. Luke's going to go in. Pit. He's going to go into pit. It looks like he's going to go onto a set of medium tyres. Also, the voice chat is on, so they can hear you. Yes. Christ has gone on to medium tyre. Safety car down. There's not really much to talk about under the safety car. You've got the. There's really not much. The only highlight for this at the moment is that Tichy's all the way up in 5th, and I don't know how he's managed to do that, but he's in a very, very good position, and considering his race at Monaco. He's updating his system software. Considering Tichy had an absolute stinker at Monaco last week, he has managed to bring it back a little bit here. Boomer, who got inadvertently kicked out of the race halfway through, has come back 4 laps on his hard, so he will go to the very end of the race on those hards pretty comfortably, and could genuinely be looking at a high position himself. Basket's going to be pretty happy with where he is at the moment. Those hards are going to go to the end. Whether or not he's able to keep positions, different question. He looks to have pace, as the first stint showed, but how much pace, not really aware of. You've got Salieri and Heisenberg, the 2 Alfa Romeos, the team that's out in front in the Constructors Championship here in Tier 4, if I can speak English. Both out in front in this race, which we could be coming to very, very close to crowning a Constructors champion very, very soon, and would take actually good opportunity for me to take a good look at the standings for the Constructors. Right now it's 79 points, with Haas being second. And right now we've got first and second as the Alfa Romeos, and the 9th and 10th as the Haas's. And well, that would be it would be over 100-point gap with 4 races plus similar if that gets released soon. To go, we could need to do the maths, but it could be very soon, maybe a couple of races time that we crown a Constructors champion. Still behind the safety car, got on at least another lap round. People that are on the mediums are gonna be pushing it to get to the end. Could be very interesting when you got the. Could be very interesting between the hard and the medium at the end of the race. Pretty sure the safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap, and I think it's without saying that Reno is still in this race. So we're about to see him bottle a safety car restart and get mad about it. And I've put voice chat on. It's whether or not that you guys have the sharing your voice on. Alright, there you go. Can't hear anyone then. I don't know, I just thought. And yeah, the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. And we're going to see Heidenberg really slow up the pack for a bit. Still got Heidenberg, Salery, and it's got Salery, Heidenberg, and Basket with 3-second penalties. Everyone's slowing up because Heidenberg got control of the entire race at the moment, and off we go. Here we go. We've got a green flag, and back to where we were on the safety car restart. Doesn't look like there's too many. I take that back. There's a few changes in position. The two Mercedes has changed position. There's a wide McLaren there. Tichy's gone from having an incredible race to seeing himself in the gravel very quickly. El Trucco is going to try it on the inside. He got it. He got the move on the inside. Takes the position, moves it to 8th, and the Haas are just trying to recuperate any sort of points they can at this point. Christ drops another position to Benny after the fight between the Haas and the AlphaTauri beforehand. Larry's 0.2 of a second off Slimmy. And Reno's going to try and get everyone within 3 and 4 tenths of a second round here. DRS going to come up in a couple of going to be enabled in a couple of laps time. And Slimmy's 1/10 of a second down. He's not going to be able to make a move into turn 1. He's going to try and get Reno eventually. He got better tyres. Tichy Boom's left the session, which means he just either got randomly kicked or Steve Dodds has left, or he's actually DNF'd. And Jesus, that's a bit wide. That's a interesting interpretation of the track limits. And you've got Reno trying to force his way past Boomer. He isn't going to be able to do it on this lap. He's 1/10 back. Salery is 9/10 of a second back on Heisenberg. And DRS comes back. To be enabled at the end of this lap, I'm pretty sure. But it's not going to affect this straight, which Salery is slowly closing the gap, but he's not going to be able to make any sort of move. There goes DRS is now enabled. And Reno's going to try something here. Go to the outside. Benny's retired for the session. There's El Trucco got as well. There's 2 more. So there's only 13 left. Tichy's also not here. And there's a safety car come out again. Oh, Jesus Christ. And we got another couple of laps of being able to commentate on nothing. Nothing really much changed at the front between the last safety car restart and this safety car that's just been brought out. The two Alfa Romeo stay at the front. The Red Bull. The Red Bull sits in third. Boomer sits in fourth. Reno has climbed a couple positions, I'm sure, from the safety car restart. Our trucker just left. They got everyone bunching back up, and these Alfa Romeos are going to get really annoyed by the end of this race at this rate, because Saleri and Heisenberg had a massive gap, but that's about to get chopped back down. Christ is going to be able to catch up as well. Arctic Squirrel just got another 3 seconds for a time penalty. Slimmy's gone in for a new set of tyres. I'm not sure if he's going for a new set of softs. Basket come in for a set of softs. And it's a set of mediums for Slimmy. Okay, doing what would be 8 laps. You can see Titchy's. I don't know if Titchy is actually still. It's gonna close the gap on everyone. And everyone just slowing down behind the safety car now. Heidenberg, leader of the pack. To one of the El Trucco's Haas was able to DNF. Oh, what on earth is happening for Tichy there? He's somehow managed to spin under the safety car. Everyone is obviously bunching back up. The guys that have pitted. Everyone who took a pit stop is about to catch up by the end of this lap, minus Demon, who probably got another lap in to go as fast as he can. The safety car's stayed out. The safety car's going to do another lap, and we're going to be on lap 25, I'm pretty sure, by the time we get some more rating. We have 8 laps, or 8 or 9 laps left of this race when the safety car comes in, and could be possible that we see even more carnage. The pit stop for... looked like a pit stop for Tichy. Yes, there is. The McLaren, Tichy's McLaren had such a great drive until the first safety car came out and absolutely decimated it. It's going to take some beating to get these two Alfa Romeos away from the front. As I say that, Heidelberg apparently doesn't understand what the track looks like and has decided that driving on the grass is a better idea. You see the McLaren's will eventually catch up. The real question is, are we going to get racing this lap, or are we doing another round? Oh, you got penalties to take into account as well. So Boomer is going to be really happy with where he sits at the moment, because as long as he can keep it within 3 seconds of Heidenberg, safety car's going to come in this lap, so we're going to see Heidenberg pack everyone back up and then go again. And Boomer needs to keep it within 3 seconds of Heidenberg, which is never an easy task. Sorry, can't speak English. If he keeps within the 3 seconds, he wins the race. They've got 9 laps. Well, actually, got 8 laps, I think it is, to do it in. but Heidenberg gets to dictate the tempo of the start here, and there we go. He's hit the pedal, and there comes the green flag, and we're back racing. Soleri's 3/10 of a second back, and the 2 Alfa Romeos has just broke away again, and Larry's been kicked from the session for some reason. And if the Haas's were already having a bad day, that's just a way to top it off. Boomer's only 1.5 seconds back, which is not the greatest position to be in, and there's a three car battle. Slimmy got down the inside and managed to make an incredible move on both the Red Bull and the McLaren. He's put himself in 9th. Might be able to try and do some. Basket's got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting and gaining a place. Slimmy's. That's why it looks a lot easier than it seemed for Slimmy to get the position. I guess he was giving it back. Slimmy's going to try and force a move round, going to try and be patient and then get a move eventually round on Christ, and on Zab, and he gets round the inside. He got the pace. He's going to have to go around the outside to keep the position, but he's not able to do it. Looks like Zab is able to keep the position, and Slimmy's got a 3-second penalty as a result. And Larry's getting kicked has cost him. He's dropped him to 10th as a CPU. Slimmy's going to try and move on Zab into turn 1, and he's got it. He's got it very quickly, and he's moved himself up to 7th. Still got 6 seconds worth of time penalties, which will drop him all the way to 2nd from the back, but that's beside the point. The yellow flag in sector 1, and it is Zab. Zab's taken a wall, and Slimmy got down the inside into the hairpin on the Mercedes, and he got him. He moved him up to 6th. That was a very good move, and Slimmy's on the ball today. Put it on the penalties. He's actually not going to drop behind either Luke or Basket, because the penalties there, they've got greater or equal penalties. Is he going to be able to make a move on Christ soon enough? Slimmy is charging his way through the pack. It's been an exceptional recovery drive, considering he's had a few extra incidents. Is he going to be able to make a move? He's gaining on Christ at every moment. DRS has just been enabled, but it won't take effect in this. And Slimmy got past Christ as well, and Slimmy's in 5th. It's just 3 seconds back on Reno now, and I think that's where the crusade stops. Larry's CPU and Demon is just fighting for the position for the last points. Obviously, penalties could definitely come into play and jump Demon up a few places. Zab went into a pit, so he dropped to the back. Reno's going to try and make a move on Boomer at some point. You just got to keep patient with it. DRS will eventually come. Boomer's 8/10 of a second. Boomer's 8/10 of a second back on Soleri. God damn it. Soleri is out of DRS range of Heisenberg though, and DRS is, as soon as I say that, he gets back in, and he's going to get DRS down the home straight. There's 3-second time penalty for Zab, which is pointless at this point. We've got 5:06, and Slimmy does the fastest lap of the race at the moment on the mediums. And he's still charging all the way up the field. Luke's got past Christ. Soleri seemed to have dropped back on that straight, and is falling into the grass of Boomer, who's still on the hard tyre. Just probably looking to keep it within the 3 seconds so he can actually win the race. Not going to be able to make a move on the inside. Oh, he almost loses the rear of the car through the hairpin. Oh, and that almost ended his disaster. It's allowed Reno to try and get on the rear. Try and make a move. It's 3/10 of a second back. going to get DRS in this next on the home straight. Whether he's going to be able to make anything stick is a different question. Slimmy's now within the second of Reno. Slimmy is literally flying. I feel like we've put him in the wrong car. I think he needs to be on the Red Bull instead. He is quite literally flying and quite literally going to be on the end of Reno's car by the end of the lap. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 and there's a yellow flag out, and it's Tichy's McLaren who was doing well and just faded into oblivion. And Reno's going to try and make a move. No, he's too far back into turn 1 on Boomer. And he's going to have to most likely stay with an extra lap back. Basket's got an extra 3-second time penalty. Slimmy's got an interesting interpretation of the track limits. Reno's gonna... Oh, Reno hits the back of Boomer. It's gonna allow Slimmy to try and make a move. He's not gonna get it on this, and Slimmy's 0.3 of a second back on Reno, who's also 0.4 of a second back on Boomer. Boomer being just over 2 seconds away from Heisenberg. Bearing in mind, if he keeps it within the 3 seconds of Heisenberg, he wins the race. Both the Alfa Romeos have 3-second time penalties, and they're not going to suit them by the end of this race. And 0.7 between the two Alfa Romeos, but Heisenberg seems to have a lot more pace than Salieri does, and it's just a case of them holding it. And Reno's going to be able to make a move on Boomer here, and he does into turn 1, and he gets it. Reno's third, but right now he's technically first with the penalties if you add them on. Not by much. I think it's about 0.3 of a second at this point, but he is technically in first. Actually, he's dropped it. He's opened the gap a little bit, maybe like 0.5 of a second. And oh my God, Slimmy's gone down the inside. Slimmy got down the inside of the hairpin, and that seems to be his favourite move. He's got Boomer, but penalties obviously come into play, and Boomer's still technically second. Well, maybe third when you add all the times together at this point. Slimmy's still going to... Slimmy's trying to hunt down Reno. My God, it's so hard trying to commentate while your people are trying to break your concentration. Can't take I can't hold it again. Oh, and there's only a couple of people within the DRS range now. Slimmy's 0.3 of a second. Is he going to be able to make a move on Reno? He's going down the outside, and he got the move. He's moved up into third. He's got past Reno, and all of a sudden, Slimmy's just hunting down everyone in the race. What is this? I don't think I've seen this from Slimmy before. This is just a whole new Slimmy. Is he going to be able to hunt down Salieri by the end of this race? The two Alfa Romeos, Slimmy's now got to hunt down Salieri. And Boomer's 0.5 of a second behind Reno, and that's where we're the most interesting fight right now. If Boomer is able to get round, the yellow flag, and it's the other McLaren this time. Arctic Squirrel has dropped to 10th. He's taken a spin in sector 2 up the hill, and might just about get a point from it. Slimmy is now 1.2 seconds behind Salieri, who would have been confident in his position a long time ago. It's basket. It's now within a second between Slimmy and Saleri. Bear in mind, I've called them these for like seven. Actually, no, it's 10 races now. So I'm not reverting it now. They are. Here's what it is. Arctic's got past Demon because Demon's taken a spin at the end of the first sector, and it's now 7/10 of a second between Slimmy and Saleri. Is Slimmy going to be able to make any sort of move? Saleri's also in DRS range of Heisenberg, and we've got an interesting end to the race. It's basically it's like 4 sectors left. 4 sectors left of the race to see what can and can't be done. Heisenberg might be able to keep the gap between him and Reno King and somehow manage to salvage this race. But Slimmy's now 4/10 of a second back, and it's the last lap, which might come to Saleri's aid here, because he is not particularly defended all too well. He's allowed Slimmy to just catch up. Reno's 3 seconds behind Slimmy, and it's definitely going to be a case of Slimmy almost loses the rear end of the car, and that was almost incredibly dangerous for the Williams. And Reno's 3.8 seconds back. He's 3.7 seconds back, and he's got to work a miracle if he wants to win this race at this point. I think we're going to watch Heidelberg cross the line to win. It's 0.5 of a second between the two Alfa Romeos, and it's going to end with that as possibly a 1-2. And Heidelberg comes down the home straight, comes over the line, and wins the Portuguese Grand Prix. Reno's going to come second because of penalties. Saleri's going to come third. Boomer's going to take fourth. Slimmy's going to take fifth with penalties. And Slimmy's had an absolute drive and a half from the end of the second safety car, charging everyone down. Christ ends 6th. Luke's ended 7th. Baskets ended 8th. Arctic 9th. Demon's going to take the last set of points. Larry's ended 11th. Tichy's ended 12th after such a promising start, and Zab's ended at the back of the grid. And it's not max points for the Alfa Romeos, but they are going to take that, especially for the constructors, which could be won in the next couple of weeks. It definitely could be won by the time we hit Brazil. And that is the end of the race. I'm going to have to try and get a few people in for interviews at this point. I'm trying. I can't spell Saleri. I can't spell Saleri. What's going on? No, it's because his actual Discord is the Saleri, so that's why I can't find him. And then you've got Heisenberg won the race, so I'm gonna have him, and Reno's the other one. And that is that was a very interesting. Oh, back in bit. Switching pie. Alright. Now we get to talk about how everything has just unfolded. That was one hell of a race. Reno managed to do it. Reno's probably driver of the day as you look at that. That is a incredible drive from 10th to 2nd. Sleary does a good drive himself. Heidelberg's race was never in doubt after getting past Larry. And Sleary's here now, so we'll start with third. That makes sense. Hello, Sleary.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. My throat's a little bit in bits after that, but usually it's on a Thursday afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. So let's start with your interview, Sleary. So first of all, I feel like it's just a customary question at this point. How did you find this race?
Well, I mean that the race was kind of difficult because we didn't have a lot of practice on it, and the track is very slippery, and of course, like the turn where you go up and to the right was every time very hard to get right. So it was kind of difficult, and in the end, yeah, we didn't have a lot of additional pace to cover our 3 seconds, so I lost by 1/10, unfortunately.
And I see that you most of the race that you and Heidelberg basically controlled most of that race. When the safety cars come out, that must have really annoyed you guys in particular.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying because being in front, we didn't have an opportunity to react what the others were doing, because if we knew that some people are pitting, we probably would also pit for softs on the first safety car, and then we started to build a gap, and after a while again a safety car which just yeah, with 3 seconds it's always annoying. And Buma was pretty fast on hards first couple of laps, so props to him.
Yeah, the interesting thing, right, I'm gonna get each of your opinions on this, but Slimmy at the end drove like an absolute madman. He's charging every single person down, just had it on him for at least like 5 or 6 laps and watch him charge it down. What's going through your head when you see him get into your rearview mirror?
Oh, well, first of all, I think that he should be transferred to Tier 1 based on his pace. Secondly, I think that, yeah, firstly we were glad because it helped us with the gap of Renault and Buma, but later I was worried if he will do anything trying to overtake and like we have a contact, so it's always a little bit worrying. Since he had 6 seconds of penalties, it was very unlikely that he would overtake us and build such a gap. So if he would, so that wasn't a big problem. But again, every overtake is kind of risky and difficult on this track, because turn 1 is very, very quick.
And I'll ask 2 more questions. One for the Drivers' Championship, because you, Boomer, and Reno have this little thing going for third at this point. Where do you think that's going to go over the next 4 or 5 races if Imola comes out in time?
Well, I think that we still have a possibility to get probably Larry, because he didn't have very good races for 5 or something like that races. But I think Heisenberg is very stable at this moment, and it will be hard to get him. Well, I think it will be very fun for the last couple of races.
And the last one is going to be about the Constructors' Championship. And I'm going to ask Heidelberg the same question later. But it's a formality that you're going to win it, because I'm pretty sure your gap is something like 100 points or something stupid like that at this point. When, if you've put a target, when do you want to like get that out of the way and wrap it all up?
I think I really like Brazil track, so I hope that on Brazil we're gonna make it.
Well, thank you for the interview, Saleri.
Thanks.
And we're gonna do second place next, which is Reno. And the first question I'm gonna ask is not even related to this race. But Monaco, I'm pretty sure you saw this one coming.
Yeah, I kinda did.
What was all that about? All the spin. I obviously know you were mad, but the reaction afterwards. What was all this about?
Well, yeah, Monaco was a shit show. I binned it in the last or second to last lap or something like that, and I do want to apologize to Heisenberg and Salieri. I acted like an idiot in chat, so I do want to apologize for that. But yeah, the emotions were really high. I was really bummed out by that.
I mean, I could understand, because Monaco's not the easiest of tracks to get a good
exactly.
score.
And then when you realize you're in a really good position for a podium, I think at that moment, P2, I think. Yeah, you survived Monaco, so, and then you been it in the last couple of laps, so yeah.
And well, now we've got your view on Monaco for last week. I just had to cover that. Let's move on to Portimao. And
jeez, oh my God.
How describe the race from your point of view? Oh, that was quick.
I'm so pumped. I'm really pumped. Time trial started practicing yesterday. I haven't driven the track at all. Yeah, I've driven it once in Project Cars, but that's something really different. I noticed straight away that I did not have the pace of other guys. At least 6, 7, 8 people who were faster than me, and without being arrogant, like 3 or 4 of them, I'm normally faster than them, you know. So I had no expectations coming into this race, and that just got confirmed by my P10 in quali. Then the shit show started.
And,
a good shit show.
And for once, that actually leads me into my next question. And for once, the safety cars actually benefited you. Talk me through that one.
Yeah, it did. Of course, I don't know if you saw what happened in lap 1, but I got pretty much taken out by Bundes. Bundes. I was just going up the hill and he just turned into me, so I was kind of thinking about quitting it there, you know, because I know I didn't have the pace and I wasn't be lost, and I just kept my head down. I drove back to the back of the grid, back of the pack, and then it was time for the first pit stop. I wanted to do soft hard, but I decided to go soft medium because I noticed my wear on the softs wasn't too bad. So I went with the medium, and then one lap after came the first safety car, which was amazing for me. It allowed me to go back to P9 or something. And then the second safety car, of course, and then I just started to notice, hey, wait a minute, I got no penalties, a podium even is a possibility here. So, yeah.
And obviously, I'm gonna ask the same question that I asked Saleri, with Slimmy literally coming from out of nowhere and charging literally everyone down. what were you thinking when he eventually even got past you on track?
I wasn't thinking anything, to be honest, because I noticed his pace. I knew he was gonna pass me. I was just too focused on my own race. I noticed that I could keep up with Buma and Heisenberg and Salieri, and knowing that they had penalties and I didn't, and I didn't even have one warning, I was just in hyper focus mode, and going into the last lap I noticed that the gap to Salieri was 3.3 or something, and then I just put the foot down, fully focused, and I got P2 in the end. I'm so happy, I'm really pumped.
And last question for this, I've got similar to what I asked Salieri as well.
Salieri,
yeah. Drivers' Championship, where do you think that's going to go for you?
I just looked, I saw that I'm P3 at the moment. With this P2 I don't quite catch up to Larry yet. But to be completely honest, I of course expect a spin or two in the coming races, so I think Salieri is gonna jump me for P3, and I think I'm gonna finish like P4 or 5. Which is fair given the course of the season. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you for taking the time to
Thank
talk.
you for commentating.
It's really enjoyable. It really is.
Yeah, I can imagine with these kind of races.
Especially with the crashes just every 5 seconds. It's hard to keep up with the yellow flags. But yeah, I think I've got to interview Heisenberg now, haven't I? I feel like this is just a weekly occurrence at this point. So, same way I start the other two. Heisenberg talking. Hold on.
Hello.
Hello. Is he here? Yeah, he is. Right.
Yeah,
It took a while. But yeah, same question I asked the other two. How did the race go from your perspective, knowing that you were at the front for a long part of it?
Oh, well, at the start it was smooth. I managed to overtake and go to the second place and get some battle with Larry. Then I started to saw that Larry a bit struggled with few turns, and yeah, he had a lot of oversteer. Yeah, and after one mistake, I overtook him. Yeah, and after another mistake, I created a gap to go over DRS. And then, yeah, it was smooth until pit stop, yeah, and then on medium, safety cars happened. Yeah, and it was really frustrated bit because first of all, Portimao without penalty, it's really hard. I really admire Renault for that. Without any warning, it's really cool. Yeah, and yeah, after safety cars, after first safety car, it was really hard to. I was really thinking, should I go for the softs or not? I could go for probably P4 or P5 if I saw that everyone pitted, but yeah, I didn't know because we were in front. And yeah, after that, yeah, I also remembered Italy where it was really bumpy after I go for the softs for the last few laps. So yeah, I decided to go for to the finish on these mediums. Yeah. It was really hard to build that gap. Yeah, really happy that we managed to do that.
And go back to qualifying a minute. What happened? Usually, like 4 or 5 tenths quicker than everyone else? What happened?
Just this Portimao. I don't get it. Yeah, it's really difficult track, and yeah, I'm not really enjoying it, and yeah, really struggle on it. Yeah, I just managed to have nice race without spinning, but yeah, few times I also had moments, but yeah, saved it and go to the finish.
Well, This is becoming a regular occurrence. It's me interviewing you for first of this, right? And for the drivers' championship, you've now got I think it's Slimmy got fastest lap. You got a 59-point lead or something like that. When do you want to wrap that up? Because I'm pretty sure that it's just a formality of when you do.
Yeah, looks like with those races, yeah, it will happen earlier than last race, unfortunately. I don't know. Probably if this goes this way, it probably will be Canada, but I'm not sure. It probably could be Brazil, because in Canada I also struggling and don't like this track at all.
And I assume that it's going to be a very similar answer for the question I asked earlier with the Constructors' Championship. Is it, when do you want that? What's the target for, like, points-wise, and when you want to wrap that one up?
Didn't think about that, but yeah, probably it will be also in Brazil, like Salieri said. Yeah, didn't really set the goal when we want to do it. Just really we want to race.
Fair enough. Thank you for the time. Thank you for your time, Heidenberg. I'm pretty sure I'll see you at this point next week.
Yeah, in Russia it's one of my good tracks, so probably yes.
Didn't like Portimao, wins it. Now we're heading to a track he likes.
Yeah, it was really managed to get as many points as I can. So really good to finish in P1. Just lucky.
I think I'm going to end the stream there and